Looks like you're ready. Start streaming. Okay, the normal YouTube page, just all the normal stuff should kind of work.
Testing, South Summit, North Summit, high school football, testing audio.
My mind like George Lucas, I think like Stanley Kubrick. House full of eucalyptus, that one straight mucus. So let's get straight to it. My chains is humongous, permanent blame my tooth is. Yeah, I'm a strange human. This insane jewelry collection take the week to shoot it. Let's call the album book Mercedes, let you
Let's get loud for the Wildcats.
Check, mic 2, check, mic 2. Testing, testing.
All right, please welcome back to the field the South Summit Falcons to present the flag and the playing of our national anthem. If you are able, please stand, remove cover, and honor America. The national anthem will be presented by some of South Summit High School's student body. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed by the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Testing.
All right, as the captains make their way to midfield. Captains for the North Summit Braves, number 28, Kip Richards, number 55, Tracy Judd, number 66, Jack Wood, and number 79, Vincent Lopez. Our captains for the South Summit Wildcats, number 7, Blake Osdethorpe, number 8, Brody Larson, number 12, Jack Johnson,
You're the home team. They're going to call it.
and number 68, Traven Boger.
This is Ed. This is Ted. What would you like? What did he say?
Our officials for tonight's game, you have referee Jim
He
Hochstauser,
won the job.
umpire Sean Flowers, line judge Andrew Thompson, linesman
first and
Jordan
second
Lynch,
half.
and back judge Jared Wilson.
You're going to want to receive it, right? Okay. Which way do you want to kick? Kick? Over here, kick. North Summit be kicking. Shake hands. Good luck.
Good evening. Welcome to South Summit High School. Cody Bowen, Rory Bowen. Excited to bring you the home opener tonight against the North Summit Braves. What a great way to start off the 2025 South Summit football season. The North Summit Braves are just ready to kick off. It's a little squibble outside the right side. It's going to be a penalty on the Braves. That'll give South Summit good field position to start the opening drive. New look for South Summit. Beautiful black jersey and white helmets. Beautiful night here, and the Braves in town coming off a 1-0 win off Enterprise last week. 35-28. South Summit losing a tough one to Duchesne down at Snow College, 29-20. So South Summit looking for their first win, and North Summit looking for a 2-0 season start. As you know, last season, South Summit lost to North Summit on a good game. North Summit had an outstanding team, and South Summit at home trying to get some payback tonight. Ian Mayer, the junior quarterback, will start in the shotgun, and he will hand off. Good running room up the middle across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That looks like that was Pulver.
Yeah, Bryce Pulver is going to be your main running back, and that's a good sign for South Summit. Last week they struggled to get running the ball, and that'll open up a lot of things for them if they can have that success.
7 yards on the first carry, second down and 3. Wildcats trying to get somebody to jump on the initial call by Mayer. Nothing there. We're just underway. First quarter. South Summit, North Summit. South Summit at the 42-yard line on their own side. Mayer had 216 yards last week in the air. Had a hard time running the ball, South Summit did. Handoff on a jet sweep off to the right. That ball carrier is Owen Mayer, and he has nothing off the right-hand side. He may even lose a yard. It'll be third down and 4.
So trying to spread out their defense there, trying to get them vertical or horizontal and spread them out, but he couldn't quite get past that D end and get upfield.
So that'll bring up a third and a long 4, short 5. First down marker is at the 45-yard line. South Summit trying to convert on their opening series on the first down. Looks like we've got some kind of a...
Looks like an equipment.
Yeah, equipment
mouthpiece or
malfunction. That's number 1, Owen Mayer, so he's going to throw, it looks like a teeth guard or something out. So it looks like we're ready to go again. Clock starts, 3rd and 4. South Summit trying to stay on the field offensively. Mayer getting a call from the sideline. New coaching staff here for South Summit, led by Levi Thompson and a long list of former South Summit players, outstanding staff that's been put together and trying to figure things all out on their second game. And there's going to be a handoff up the middle. It's going to be good hard yardage. He's close to the first down marker, maybe a half a yard short. And that's going to be a tough call here right off the bat for Coach Thompson. It's 4th and about a 1/3 of a yard, and it looks like South Summit will keep the offense on the field.
Bringing in their heavy package here, bringing in 88, Riker Bowen, and 72, Bo Jackson will come in, and they're going to come in double tight.
So let's see if South Summit convert here on 4th down. They hand off. He's got the first down. Good job by the South Summit men up front. They got just enough push to allow a little window for Pulver to get across the 45. He pushes out to the 47-yard line. South Summit on their first set of downs gets the yard markers moving. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47.
It took them almost to the second half last week to get their first down, so a good start here for South Summit.
25 yards rushing is all last week. All of it came in the air. Mayer with a quick strike off the right side. Too far out of the outstretched hands of Blake Osgothorpe. Nothing there. Didn't have enough air on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Good coverage there by North Summit. They had a guy over the top. Their safety was over there. They really weren't fooled, and I think they'll be keying off of Blake Osgothorpe quite a bit as he was the main receiver last week.
2nd and 10 Wildcats. Mayer back in the pocket. He's got a lot of time. He's got a man out there. He's leaving enough up there. Good catch by number 12, Jack Johnson. Beautifully laid up softly by Mayer. It's 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Wildcats right at the 20.
Great job there. Jack Johnson had one of those last week. He wasn't able to pull in, but a great job of laying that ball out just enough for Jack to catch it.
Both arms fully stretched. Had enough fingers to get it on the ball right there, and it's South Summit ball now, marching and threatening deep into North Summit territory. He sends Pulver out in motion to the right, all alone in the back. Now he's going to go back to a little screen on the weak side. He's got the ball there. And South Summit in number 1. That's Owen Mayer. Mayer to Mayer. The Wildcats strike first. 3 minutes in quarter number 1. The Wildcats take an early 6-0 lead on an impressive drive and a great play call by the South Summit coaching staff. They moved people to the right, came back to a weak side screen, and it was blocked beautifully.
Strike first, strike fast. And South Summit, like you said, a little misdirection, faked a screen one way, and there was nobody home on this left side. Owen just had to jog in the end zone. So South Summit coming out ready to go this week.
It was beautifully blocked. I tell you, it was all men had hands on, and it was an easy run into the end zone for Mayer. Nobody touches him. Wildcats lead 6-0. Had a nice combination of running and passing on this first drive, and let's see if we can extend the lead. That one looks like he missed it left, so missed extra point by Will Neff. But an outstanding, impressive drive to start quarter number 1. We'll take our first break. Wildcats strike early. They lead 6-0, 9:04 left, quarter number 1. All right, after our first quick timeout, the Wildcats score on back-to-back throwing plays by the Wildcats. 1-2, Jack Johnson of 40 yards to get it deep into North Summit territory, and then a nice 20-yard screen pass to Owen there. Set up perfectly, and the Wildcats are on the board first, 6-0, and it'll be the Wildcats now kicking to the north end zone. And it'll be North Summit's turn. It's a big kick by Neff. It's going to go deep, just about the 3-yard line. It's taken by the Braves inside the 10. And good coverage by the South Summit cover team. They hold North Summit inside the 20-yard line, about the 18-yard line. Several Wildcat defenders on the kickoff team there to make the tackle. And it'll be North Summit football inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Jaden Rouser on the return for North Summit. Covered well there by your Wildcats.
So it looks like quarterbacking to start will be Crew Richens for the Braves, a junior for the Braves. There were stats by Tate, Pace and Crew Richens last week. It looks like they shared the passing duties. So this time it looks like Crew Richens will lead the Brave offense. He's in the shotgun with a man right to his right. Split offense. 2 to the wide left, 2 to the wide right. Shotgun now. He's trying to get a quick hitter on the left side. He got a nice pass and a good catch by number 20 for the Braves.
Isaac Judd there with the reception for the Braves, and he picks up 5 yards, 6 yards on the reception.
Good first down play for the Braves. Quick hitter. Not much risk, and he put a nice zip on the ball. Richens did. Judd, 2nd down and 5 for the Braves. Ball's out to the 23-yard line.
They're trying to figure out the play call.
Now man to each side of Crew Richens. It looks like a run play coming for the Braves. And there it is. Handoff. Nope. Keep by Richens. And he's brought down. Good job by number 58 for the Wildcats. Ian Andrushenko. And
Oscar Bowen was also in on that as coming off the left DN position. Got in there. And that, another great sign for South Summit early if they can shut down the run, which I think North Summit relies heavily on.
Because Duchesne did well last week on the run.
Yes.
Ran the ball well. It brings up 3rd and 6. I think they may have lost about a yard, so good job up front by the Wildcats. I like saying that name, Andrushenko. I haven't said that one up here. Is he new? I don't know him.
I don't know him either.
Ian Andrushenko. I like that. All right, 3rd and 7. Now under some pressure, Richens. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Coming up hard, number 44, and he can't get him, and he's driven out of bounds. Crew Richens will pick up the 1st down. Good running by the junior quarterback for the Braves, scrambling, and he picks up about 8 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10, Braves.
Good job getting outside there. He had pursuit by Theus.
Theus Reed couldn't quite get the.
Didn't have the good angle that cut him off.
Looks like they're going to get him a yard short.
So
looks like he had plenty of time, but he must have stepped out. So big call here for Coach Jerry Holmes and the Braves. Inside their own 30, 4th and 1. Might be time to try a hard snap and see if South Summit doesn't jump. Need some discipline watching the ball here. Gutsy call here early for the Braves, deep in their own territory, 4th and 1. Let's see if the South Summit defense can stiffen up and hold them on 4th down. Full backfield for the Braves, 3 men surrounding Richens. They hand it off. South Summit's got a chance, and they're all over it. 5 Wildcats there, led by 56 and 33 and several there.
Roger was in on there.
Lots of them on that field. There's nowhere.
That front 5, it looked like it was almost a screen block.
Slow developing, wasn't it?
They got through every single one of them was right there and swallowed it up. So South Summit now with great field position on their 2nd possession.
All right, the risk proving not to be a good one for North Summit early in this ball game. The South Summit is all over the 4th down and less than a yard. And he probably lost about 3-4 yards on the play. So South Summit ready to attack. 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. It's Mayer with Pulver to his left. Snap coming. Mayer back to pass. He's going up high again. He's got him. Touchdown. South Summit! Beautifully thrown again by the junior brother to the senior brother. Back-to-back touchdown passes by the Mayors. Good protection by the offensive front of South Summit. And it's all Wildcats early here. 12-0. Let's see if South Summit goes for 2. But beautiful pass, Rory, on the opening play of that turnover.
Like they're in their own backyard right there. They've probably ran that play several times just between them. So we'll be calling that, it looks like, a lot this year. The Mayor-to-Mayor connection. They're 2 for 2 on touchdowns today.
I loved how Mayer looked right for just a minute, pulled the safety to the middle of the field, laid it up for Owen on the weak side. all alone, and it was perfectly thrown. South Summit's now going to try to go for two and get that score up to 14. 12-0 lead by South Summit. And Mayer now gets the snap. He's going to roll right. He's got a man wide open. Gets the ball. Oh, right to goal with the two-point conversion from that tight end spot. He sealed for just a moment, then peeled off to the right, created some separation. Ian Mayer rolled right, allowed Bowen to get the time he needed to roll to his right. Perfectly played by South Summit. Great start for the Wildcats as they lead 14-0 on back-to-back touchdown passes from Mayer to Mayer. Bowen getting the two-point conversion, and it's all Wildcats early. Timeout, 7:43 left, 14-0 Wildcats. Okay, two quick timeouts have led to two quick scores here from the broadcast booth. South Summit with the big kick from Neff. This one's going to go almost to the exact spot. Driving back, the North Summit receiver. He's taking it off the right-hand side. Gets a little more right there by South Summit.
And Martin, my goodness, shot from Cannon right there. Just took him out. He's going to be feeling that one for a while because he just got put on his back. What a hit by Ammon Marchant.
Great stop by the Wildcats, and it is out to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, South Summit. The defense held on 4th down. Last possession gave South Summit a great spot to score on the second possession. Let's see if the Wildcats can't defend again here on the second North Summit offensive series.
That's the kind of hit that gets everybody fired up, so we'll see what it does if it carries over here defensively for the Wildcats.
Ammon Marchant led South Summit with tackles last week. Now Tate Pace is into the ball game, and a nice pass out to the open side of the field, about a 5-6 yard out.
To Knox Wolstenhume on the reception for the Braves.
So it'll bring up about 2nd, 4, 6 yard out pattern for the Braves. They've started each series with a short pass out to the outside. Yep. So it'll bring up 2nd and 4, very similar to the last position. Now they thought about doing a run, and South Summit, with the exception of Litchens on the scramble, South Summit on called run plays were ready and waiting for the North Summit ball carriers. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 now. One man to his left. Now a little pitch to the left. He's got some room to pick up the first down. Good job by the Braves. Settling things down a little bit offensively. They'll move the chains. They'll pick up close to 10 on the carry, and it'll be 1st down, North Summit.
Just a quick pitch there was enough to get outside and be able to pick up the 1st down for North Summit. So their first down on the night.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for North Summit at their own 37-yard line. 6:52 left in quarter number 1. Braves trailing by 2 touchdowns already. 2 quick scores by the Wildcats, and the Braves trying to slow the momentum of South Summit. Now Pace is back. He's under pressure. He throws it up for grabs. He goes up. Nothing there. Good coverage by South Summit. That's number 1 there and number 11, Will Neff. And that's a dangerous pass by Pace as he just put it up for grabs. And fortunately for the Braves, it was a little overthrown everybody. Falls incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 10. It's a good sign for South Summit. Anytime that Richens or the running has delayed in the backfield, South Summit pressure has come in quickly.
Yeah, they got a good front 4 there that are getting penetration and creating some havoc in the backfield for the Braves.
Up front for South Summit, Ederaldi, Andrushenko. Is Bowen in there right now?
The right
in. Now a handoff to the right side. There is number 82 for the Wildcats.
Carson Morris
into
into the backfield causing grief.
And nothing on the outside. Yeah, there's nothing on the outside as he held the corner well. 3-yard loss for the Braves, and it's 3rd and long for North Summit. Number 55 hustling off. That's MacArthur for the Wildcats. Fired up about the stop. Now South Summit in a bit more of a pass prevention defense, obviously, at 3rd and 13. 3-4 men up front. Linebackers back.
This is the down and distance your down linemen love. If they can just pin your ears back and go get that quarterback.
All right, see what the pressure comes. Pace is back to pass. Now he's flushed out. There's pressure flying in quick, up for grabs, and almost picked off. Beautiful coverage by number 10 for South Summit.
Rice over, dropping back into his zone to be able to get his hands on it and knock it down.
Down 13.
So South Summit gets another stop into their own North Summit territory, and it'll be punt time for the Braves. Looks like Pace is going to stay back for the Braves. Punt, it's 4th and 13. Ball is going to be snapped at the 33, and back are 2 men for the Wildcats.
We're missing nobody's blocker out there, so special teams will have to probably run a couple laps for that one as it goes deep.
Good deep punt,
Great punt
by Pace, and it's still rolling. It's going to get inside the 5. That's going to end up being a 65-yard punt as South Summit, a little miscommunication on the return as a cover man out here on the right side was unblocked, had to go get it. It sailed over the receiver's head of the Wildcats, and it takes a very, very fortunate bounce for the Braves. It rolls about 30 yards. It's inside the 3-yard line.
And I never can understand why they just aren't coached to just go catch the ball. Wave your hand above your head, go catch the ball, save yourself. 40 yards, it rolled out about 40 yards after the bounce. So South Summit starting deep into their own territory, so they'll have to drive the distance of the field if they want to score again.
Mayer is in his own end zone in the shotgun. He sends Pulver out wide right. Now Mayer comes back. He's got a man. Good pass. Good movement by number 7 over there. That's Blake Osgothorpe getting good yardage and a good play call. Again by the Wildcats deep in their own territory. Lots of room on the right side. Good blocking downfield. 7-yard pickup for the Wildcats. 2nd and 3.
And that's really just an extended running play for the Wildcats, and you'll see a lot of that, just the quick passes, screen passes to the outside, try to pick up as much as they can.
So Mayer now directing traffic again. Now a little handoff up the middle, good yardage, and he's going to pick up the first down. That is
Nice Pulver.
Pulver picks up about 8 on the play, moves the chains. Great job by South Summit getting out of the hole quickly and fairly easily as they pick up 2 plays. About 7-8 yards apiece. It's 1st and 10, close to the 20.
Kip Richens with the tackle for North Summit there as he was dragging him down by the arm.
All right, South Summit moves the chains on the first set of 3. It'll be 1st and 10, close to the 20. Mayer continues to go out of the shotgun. Mayer now, plenty of time. A little quick hitter out to the left. Nice cut back, and he's got some room. Jack Johnson, beautiful move, good blocking as he came inside the block. Coming from the inside, he picks up 8 yards again on the play. Johnson and the Wildcats now 2nd and 2.
And they're looking a lot crisper this week, just those timing plays. If they're off by a little bit, those things are blown up. But they're on time this week and able to pick up good yardage.
And it's starting with good protection. Mayer has had all the time he's wanted so far. He's going to keep this one, and he tries to lower his head, but met real quickly by number 28.
Richens again.
So they tackle.
But enough for
They did get it. Okay, so he got just enough. He needed 2 and got about 2.5. So to bring up 1st and 10. And South Summit continuing to move the ball 30 yards now into their own territory. Moved it 27 yards from deep inside the extra point marker, so it'll be 1st and 10. Mayer back to pass. Little screen play inside over to number 7. That's Osgothorpe. A few yards on the play coming across on the little screen. Picks up about 5. It'll bring up 2nd 5.
Crew Richens with the coverage and tackle there on Osgothorpe.
Saying his name a lot. Crew Richens quarterbacking and defending as several of these players going both ways.
Yeah, on both sides.
Yep. Now it'll be trips to the right for South Summit to the wide side of the field. Pulver next to Mitchens. And now Mayer back another screen play. Now there's nobody out in front again. Pulver lots of room. He tucks it out. He's still on his feet. Good running downfield and good blocking. Look, you got 56 clear downfield. Going downfield. Lots of blockers, and there was nobody covering that weak side screen. Pulver clear into North Summit territory. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Jaden Rouser with the touchdown-saving tackle there. If he'd have got away there, he'd have been on his way to the end zone.
South Summit getting yardage in big chunks. 8, 10, 20 yards a pop. 1st and 10 inside North Summit territory. Now moving in motion, number 11, Neff. Now a fake handoff. Mayer's good keep. He's got room. He's inside the 40, down almost to the 35-yard line. Good read by Mayers. He saw the defense guarding and protecting the handoff. Pulled it out. Picks up 8. 2nd and 2.
That's one thing Coach Thompson talked about last week was some of those reads just weren't correct. And Ian's doing a lot better job this week reading what the defense is giving him and pulling when he needs to.
All right. Doubles wide to the right and left, sending in motion, a little swing pass, lots of room again. Nice stiff arm by number 8, still on his feet, still going. As Brody Larson picks up good yardage, and these South Summit running backs are catching the ball out of the backfield well, and they're getting tough yardage. After the catch, he's going to pick up the 1st down, and the ball now inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, South Summit, another impressive drive by the Wildcats.
This puts a lot of pressure on the defense when you're able to get from sideline to sideline. At any given time, they've got to really get going.
Mayer now, lots of time. Now he's going to go up wide. Now is a flag in the end zone. Looks like holding territory.
Yeah, in the backfield.
Mayer looked like he may have gotten hit for maybe one of the first times thus far in the backfield, but it looks like the South Summit offense is marching in the wrong direction. In the area of holding.
Holding, offense, number 54.
Holding, offense.
10-yard penalty, previous spot.
10-yard penalty,
play down.
previous spot.
So, first penalty of the game.
Either already up called with the holding, so that'll march it back 10 yards from the spot. That ends up being about a 13, 12-yard penalty. So 1st and 22, so the first real setback offensively for South Summit in negative yardage. First penalty, I think that's the first penalty of the game, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, 2:04 left, first quarter. It's all Wildcats so far. Wildcats into North Summit territory. 1st and very long. We'll see what the play calling does here. Try to get it back, hopefully in some chunks. But we've had quick long strikes as well. In motion goes number 8, Larson. Now another screen to the left, and Mayer's going to pick up decent yardage. He'll pick up about 5 to 6 yards on the play. Another weak side screen pass. North Summit doing a better job that time.
Knox Wolstenhume doing a good job of shedding the blocker there and being able to come up and get a stop before a lot of yardage was gained.
So it'll bring up about 2nd and 16. They pick up about 5, 6 yards on the play. Not a bad first down play. Going to have to get a good chunk here to prevent 3rd and very long. So Mayer probably looking to pass on this one. He's going to roll right. He's got a man. There he is right there, way deep. He's wide open. It just overthrew him. Had him wide open. Ian would like to get that one back. Didn't put enough air under Johnson, the intended receiver, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
That adds a little level of difficulty when you are rolling out, and some guys can throw better on the run than others, and Ian just wasn't able to find his mark on that long pass as he was looking for Jack Johnson for another deep score.
3rd and 16. Now, this could be 2-down territory, depending on how much South Summit could get on this 3rd down. If they maybe cut it in half, or maybe they'll give Neff a chance. Plenty of leg. Now, a little screen. South Summit in some trouble in the backfield, but breaking free is good yardage. And number 7, Osgothorpe, makes 6-7 yards out of what was some trouble as North Summit was right on him as he caught the ball. It's going to be 4th and 12. So let's see what Coach Thompson wants to do here.
Like they're marching Will out there. Will Neff, he's got a good leg, as you said, on that extra point. He had plenty on it. He was just wild left, and now he's going to get a chance to redeem himself on looks like it's going to be about a 47-yard field goal attempt.
Neff trying to fill in for an outstanding kicker, South Summit the last few years, Oscar Dominguez, who's kicking down for Weber State. Will, a great soccer player as well. Plenty of leg. Let's see if he can split the uprights and add 3 points to the lead. Good snap. Kick is up. Plenty of leg. Is it on line? Just left, it looks.
Again, he's hooking it.
Just a little bit. Okay, so good drive by South Summit again. Takes lots of time off the clock, marches, and gets good field position. Unable to convert on the score. 58 seconds left in quarter number 1. It's South Summit 14, North Summit 0. All right, we're back. 14-0 lead, South Summit, 1st and 10 Braves, right at the 20-yard line. North Summit would love to put a drive together, put some points here on this next drive, but nothing up front on the initial handoff to the Braves, right up between the tackles. Gets them out 2 yards on the play, 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Ball carrier there is number 23, Knox Wilstenhume.
Andrushenko and Bowen on the stop for the Wildcats, coming from that left side.
So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Braves. Let's see who's under center. 2 series is for the Braves, and each a quarterback different between Pace and Richens. Looks like Richens is back in. Number 11, Cleo Richens, back into the ball game for the Braves. He's got one man to his left, 3 wide to the right. Now the ball is snapped way beyond. He's in some trouble. South Summit's all around him, and he scrambles out of it. And Richens doing a good job to stay on his feet, still on his feet. And he's losing yardage. Wow. He's been all over the place.
Spun about 4 different times, and every time he got away from him, that turned a 20-yard loss to back to the line of scrimmage. So a good job there by Richens just to make something out of nothing there. It's
really gone bad. Yeah. All right, we're at the end of quarter number 1. We'll take our first major timeout here. We'll switch ends of the field. It's a good quarter for South Summit as they score on the first opening possessions. Both of them led to Mayer touchdown passes to Owen Mayer, and the Wildcats lead by 2 touchdowns early here in this ball game. Start of quarter number 2, Wildcats 14, North Summit 0.
At the start of the second quarter, it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Braves from the 18-yard line.
All right, we switched ends of the field. It'll be North Summit marching to the north side of the field in hopes they can put points on the board, trailing by 2 touchdowns. 3rd down and 12 after a missed snap led to trouble, but Richens was able to make a good scramble to get it back to 3rd and 12. Richens is back to pass. He's throwing out wide. He's got a man, but good coverage by South Summit. A beautiful tackle in the open field by Jack Johnson as he broke down, held it only to about a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down for the Braves.
Jack made that look easy, but that's not easy when you're out there on an island and that's open field. He did a great job of just getting down low and making the tackle.
Textbook job by Jack Johnson on that left corner. It's 4th and long, and Tate Pace will have to punt it again for the Braves. Let's see if South Summit can't do a better job of fielding the punt on this one. Last one got beyond them. Back is Owen Mayer and Blake Osgothorpe. So, Pace, this one a little low liner. It's going to be a good one to return, and it's dropped, but picked up. Now a lot of room on the right side. Owen Mayer, and he puts his helmet down. He's going to pick up good yardage, and it's going to end up being only about a net gain of about 10 yards on a low liner punt by Pace, and Mayer picked it up, dropped it momentarily, but had good room off the right side, and he's back into North Summit territory. Great spot for the Wildcats.
Isaac Judd there with the stop, number 20 for North Summit. Yeah, fortunate bounce there by Oh, and you could see he looked up that very last second before he caught the ball and was lucky that bounced right back up into his hands.
Another great opportunity for South Summit already inside the 35-yard line of the Braves. 11:09 second quarter. And it's South Summit, and North Summit jumps across on the quick call by Mayer, and it's going to give South Summit 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5.
We used to go on 2 back in my day. Now they just clap real loud to try to draw them offsides. This time it worked. So first penalty of the night for North Summit.
So 1st and 5 for the Wildcats. Only thing better than 1st and 10 is 1st and 5, so Wildcats will take it. Now inside the 30-yard line. And Mayers looking to his left. Nothing's there. Now he's going to sail it, undecided about what he wanted to do. It looked like he thought something else was going to be going. And coming back for the ball was number 16, Gage Wolstenhume. It sails over his head. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And that was probably a good overthrow there, as there was really nothing there. It looked like some miscommunication on the play. Somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be.
It's dangerous when you're looking wide to the field and it gets delayed as the defenders were coming up hard. So little handoff now to Pulver. Pulver's got room up the middle and he keeps the feet moving. He churns inside the 20. 1st down. Good blocking again by the up front man of South Summit. That's 56, 58, 68, 57, and 54. That's Ederaldi, Coleman, Andrushenko, Boger, and 57. Tanner Smith getting good yardage for the Wildcats, and Pulver taking advantage again on 1st down. Picks up 6 or 7 on the play, and I'll tell you, the offense just runs better when you can move the ball on the ground.
They've softened up that middle of the field, being able to go wide so often on those screen passes. Those linebackers aren't quite as quick to come up, and so you're able to pick up good yardage up the middle.
Mayer back to pass. He's going up high. This one's going to go too high. Is needing a little more loft on that one. Into double coverage. Nothing there for Osgothorpe. And it'll bring up now 3rd and 4. Not a bad play going forward on 2nd and reasonably short. So you got a 3rd and 4 now for South Summit.
And that's where you want to miss. If you're going to miss on that throw over the head.
Especially into double coverage.
Yep. Good coverage there by
yes,
the Braves.
Great job by the Braves. And it'll be now South Summit as Mayer almost sneaks up like he was going to do more of a pistol look, but then he steps back a couple more, coming in motion across his own. He gets it on quick handoff. He's got good yardage, but then hit hard. Nice job by number 28 of the Braves.
Again, we called out his number quite a bit as he came up and knocked Owen to the ground with a nice hit.
Knocked him right off his feet. It's going to bring up 4th down. Let's see what the Wildcats want to do at 4th and 3. Neff's had a couple of good-looking kicks, but he's hooked them a couple left, so it'd be on the right hash, and that's not where you want to be if you're hooking them. So we're going to see, we got trips to the left now, and it looks like South Summit's going to go for it. Pulver in the backfield with Richens. Now they move, number 82 in motion.
Carson Morris.
And they're going to hand it off. Pulver's got room. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, South Summit. Almost looked like a trap play inside as he broke loose in the middle. He picks up the touchdown on an 8-yard play, and it's South Summit 3rd touchdown of the night. They lead 20-0.
Coach Prescott pulling all the right strings tonight so far. Has made some, we don't really know the tendencies. First-year offensive coordinator for South Summit, Kendall Prescott's been around in a lot of different programs throughout the years. And so we'll get used to kind of what we expect out of him, but that was a great play call and a good read again by Ian Mayer.
Let's see if Neff now can straighten this one out a little bit. And he does. Beautiful end-over-end kick. 9:37 left. South Summit having their way offensively as they must have over 200 yards in this first half as they've marched the length of the field on numerous occasions. This time a short field only from the 35, but they convert and they lead by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. 9:37 left, quarter number 2. North Summit, South Summit locked up in the home opener for the South Summit football team this season, coming off the road at Snow College last week on Saturday, losing to the Eagles. Braves getting a good win against Enterprise. 1-0 against 0-1, but things looking good for South Summit tonight as they lead by 3 touchdowns and really are able to do about whatever they want offensively, as the offense has been executing outstandingly. And the defense has thrown a shutout so far. 3 sets on the defensive side, and they've shut North Summit down. I think they've only gotten 1 to maybe 2 first downs. So Neff, deep, high kick by Will Neff. He sends it into the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves at the 20.
And you love that. If you can get your kicker to do that, it does take a lot of pressure off your special teams and the kickoff team. So with the win must be in his favor there, getting it into the end zone for the first time tonight.
So it'll be North Summit football, and North Summit, needless to say, has got to start finding a way they can start moving the football. It's been tough running up between the tackles. They haven't gotten much, only a couple of quick hitters on some quick outs early in offensive series. And North Summit's going to have to shake it up a little bit as the South Summit defense has really been stingy, giving up yardage on the 4th series for North Summit on offense. Ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, Braves. Tate Pace back in as the quarterback. Now he's going to roll to his, or look to his right. He gets a quick hitter, and right out there again is Jack Johnson. He's been outstanding from the corner spot so far, and he's in tight coverage, making sure tackles. 2-yard pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Kurt Richens on the reception for North Summit.
I tell you, these corners for South Summit are not playing off the ball very far either. Just feeling confident that they can move with the North Summit receivers on the feet. And it's been a nice job by this defensive secondary, and now Pace in a pass situation. 2nd and 8, pressure up the middle and almost picked off. Osgothorpe made a move from that safety spot, 1/2 step more, and he'd have been on the move the other way, but a good move by Osgothorpe to bring up 3rd and 8.
Intended there for Knox Wolstenhue over the middle, and Blake Osgothorpe, like you said, had a good beat on it, was able to knock it down.
That's a bit of a dangerous pass into coverage. Across the middle, and a lot of black around that football will bring up 3rd and 8. And a big play early on here for North Summit. This thing could get out of hand quickly if they turn the ball over on 3 and out in this drive deep in their own territory at the 22-yard line. Big 3rd down play. Pace looking to his right. He's got a man wide open. He overthrows him. Incomplete pass, intended receivers, number 11, Crow Richens. And for the Braves, that is the last thing other than a turnover they'd want to do. 3 and out. Now Pace is going to have to punt deep in his own territory again. And South Summit is going to get the ball, a high probability, inside North Summit territory again. South Summit defense has been outstanding in this first half. 4 stops. Ball has not gotten into South Summit territory yet, and Pace is going to kick the ball off. This one's a good-looking punt, nice and high, and it's going to be fielded in midfield. Fair catch, just like you talked about, Roy. So a good job by Osgothorpe getting up underneath it. Ball out to the 48-yard line, 47-yard line of South Summit. An outstanding punt by Pace, allowing the coverage to get under that high loft kick. Osgothorpe takes it in the air, fair catch, and it'll be South Summit football, 1st and 10.
Yeah, there really wasn't much else he could do. As that you said, enough loft there for the coverage to come down, and he was able to secure that, and again, save probably 20, 30 yards just going up and making the catch.
All right, South Summit could really make it hurt right here. We're still 8 minutes left in quarter number 2. And other than a missed field goal, South Summit has scored touchdowns on 3 of the 4 possessions, and the Wildcats have been able to move the ball at will. They've run the ball well, they've thrown the ball down the field well, and they've hit the outsides on passes also that have led to big chunks of yardage. Let's see what Coach Prescott dials up right here as the Wildcats now really trying to extend and put a pretty tough lead early in this first half on the Braves.
It looks like it's a delayed game. They just had a hard time communicating what was needed to be done. Coaches, you can see them starting to get a little panicked as the time starts running down. They're trying to get them to snap the ball. I'm not sure what the situation was, but they weren't able to communicate what needed to be done and get the snap off in time.
5-yard loss for the Wildcats. That'll move them back to the 42-yard line, 1st and 15. Mayer this time quickly gets the snap. He's looking across the middle, and he's going deep. He's got a man, and he gets tripped up a little bit there. Inadvertent, it looks like, as the intended receiver was Owen Mayer coming across the middle on a short, skinny kind of post, going right up the left hash.
Bring up second down for the Wildcats.
Ian led him a little too far, and we mentioned Owen got his feet tangled up just a little bit with the North Summit defender. It's going to bring up 2nd and 15. Like to see Owen's got some good speed, almost kind of some surprisingly speed, because on several of these plays, deep calls, he's been out in front of the North Summit defense on each play.
Yeah, he's been able to get open.
And once again, lots of time for Ian Mayers. He's just able to look over and see where, wide open across the middle. That's Bowen. He's got a good chance to get deep into the territory. Still on his feet. He's turning. Great job. Out of the tight end spot. Riker Bowen. No one picked him up. He marched right down. Ian found him quickly, and a beautiful soft pass led him out there. Bowen breaking tackles as he picks up yardage. It's 1st and 10 inside the goal or inside the red zone. Beautiful play by the Wildcats. Tell you what, you got to love seeing that one there.
I love it.
When there's nobody around and you just spot 88 all alone and you dump it softly in there and you pick up 45 yards on the play. South Summit threatening again. Mayer, he's got a man wide open. Touchdown, South Summit. That looked easy.
The sophomore Gage Wilson here on the reception.
I'll tell you, Ian Mayer has been outstanding picking open receivers. He's thrown to safe places, and when there's been not a lot of room, he's put it where only a man possibly can get it. He's protected the ball well. He's seen coverage as well, and he's delivered it on the money when a man's open. And Ian looking outstanding and delivering the ball to many receivers, and it's all South Summit. 27, and now Will Neff gets the extra point. 28-0 lead. It's all Wildcats early. 28-0, 8-11 left, second quarter. I wish we had some good, effective stats here because Mayer has gotten outstanding yardage thus far. The South Summit offense as a whole has had outstanding yardage. I wish we could have first 5 possession offensive stats because it's been very efficient. Only 1 stop on a missed field goal, no turnovers, 2 penalties is all, and a nice high kick by Will Neff. It's taken by number 23, Wolstenhum, at about his own 10-yard line. He's hit hard by number 4. That's Cash Atkinson down there to meet him first. Great tackle by the sophomore in on coverage, and the Braves again in their territory deep. It'll be 1st and 10.
Cash, Chubb, Atkinson right there.
Good open field tackle. Man, I like seeing these defenders in the open field, breaking down, staying low, making good, effective tackles. And I'll tell you what, it looked
a lot more relaxed this week than we did last week. I think just the first game being at Snow College, being against a team that's a tough-nosed team, Duchesne made us look a lot worse last week than we're looking this week. So looking good for the Wildcats so far tonight.
8:04 left, 1st and 10, Braves. Richens back in. He fakes left. He's going to tuck it and run. He's trying to kick it outside. Picked up and driven down. Good job.
Man, he didn't even go down. He got upended, but he was able to keep his feet. Picked up another couple of yards after the initial hit. It looked like he got flipped over, but he was able to land back on his feet and pick up another couple yards after that hit.
Good job by Richens. Richens has seemed to be able to move the ball with a little more effectiveness in this quarterback back and forth offense that North Summit's running here between Pace. Pace has looked to pass the ball a little bit more. Richens a little more of the fleet-footed kind of playmaker in the backfield. neither has produced much yardage, but Crew Richens has seemed to find a little more opportunity to move the football. Let's see what he does here on 2nd and 5. He hands off to the right-hand side, and a good run, driven out of bounds finally by number 25 of the Wildcats. That's Daxon McNeil, but good yardage by number 23, Wolstenham. He picks up, looks like he stepped out of bounds, but he was well past the first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yep, so he must have just stepped out before he delivered that last hit. But looking for another first down on the evening are the Braves.
And that's a good situation for them to be at. It was a 3-and-out. It happened the last time, led to a quick touchdown for South Summit. They would desperately like to pick up a first down. Probably a quick one up the middle, and there it is.
Back to knock.
And Wolstenham, good job again off the right-hand side. So North Summit may be finding something that's working off that right side, and surprisingly a bit to the short side of the field also. So they're getting good movement up front, getting some room downfield. They pick up the first down, 1st and 10 Braves.
And it looks like Coach Thompson's putting in some of the younger kids already here in the first half, getting a little bit of experience for some of these sophomores. We'll see if he rotates those seniors back in, seniors and juniors.
All right, off that left side is Johnson, and off the safety side, Oscarthorpe. Number 25 in the right safety is Daxon McNeil. In the right corner, number 20, Cade Moon. Now in some trouble. He throws it out. Nice pass by Richens. He's going to pick up a couple of yards, but a good athletic move by Richens even to get that one off.
Yeah, he was hit hard. Good pressure there by number 3. Nope, sorry, Brody Larson coming from the outside backer position to go put a hit on.
Those kind of hurt when you're running to your left and you're a right-handed quarterback and you turn and open up and expose yourself to have to throw the ball and you know get driven down into the turf.
You know it's coming, but he was able to keep his composure and deliver an on-target pass there, pick up a couple of yards.
Yeah, he got 3 when it looked dismal, and a good gutsy play there by Crew Richens. He picks up good yardage for the Braves, and it's 2nd and 7 for North Summit. All right, Richens now is going to tuck it. He's got some room off the left side, and he's drug out of bounds. No, don't throw there. Ooh, almost picked up a few extra. Good aggressive tackle by number 8, Brody Larson. It's held maybe a yard on the play. Moves it out to the 45. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
Another 3rd and long situation here, and that doesn't work well for North Summit in their offense as they're trying to run the ball quite a bit. So this kind of forces them to try to make a pass, and again, those Dean linemen can try to get in the backfield and cause some havoc.
Might not be a bad idea right here in the play.
Screen. That's the screen pass, right?
Or even just getting out into the open field. Richens, see what he can do on his feet. 3rd and 6. Let's see what North Summit dials up here on a big 3rd down play. He drops right back, and he wants to throw one deep. He throws it up, and good job by Jack Johnson working his way back. Kate Pace had him beaten downfield for a moment, but the pass was short.
Yeah, if he was able to put that ball out there a little further, he did have some room behind the defense as he got behind Jack, but Jack recovered. Was able
to go job breaking it up.
Go up there and knock it down.
That's a long pass for Richens to try to cross-field throw. He rolled to his left just a hair, threw it way back to the right side. Too much air under it. 4th down. Let's see. Be alert here for something tricky. And he's just going to punt it off. Good high punt by Pace. And again, that would be good if South Summit could get that one in the air, but it drops. Now it's picked up.
And that's probably not what they wanted him to do. He'll probably be advised, don't do that, as the ball was bouncing in our direction. Yep, there it is right there. Son, don't do that again.
So Kate Moon picks up with 2 or 3 yards. You like the effort. And South Summit weathers a little precarious spot there on the punt. But with that much air into it, hoping a South Summit guy could get up underneath it. And nonetheless, it's South Summit football again. 1 first down by the Braves, but the Wildcats back on the offensive side, 5:53, and Mayer's going to hand it off to Pulver. Pulver driving for good yardage. He's running downfield, crosses the 30-yard line, picks up 5 or 6 on the play to bring up 2nd and 5.
Vincent Lopez on the tackle for North Summit from that left DN position. One of the captains for the Braves tonight.
moving quickly here as they quickly are right to the ball, and they're moving. Now Mayer gets his line set up. Now adjusts the offense. Sends Bowen in motion to the left. Now a little quick one out there. A little screen. Got a blocker. Screen, and number one, Bowen Mayer. He's out in front, and he's across midfield, across the 40-yard line. Outstanding play call again by Coach Prescott. Mayer got good blocking as Bowen came and hit the corner right off of the screen, and Mayer gets a nice play, throw from Ian, and good yardage as Mayer's speed gets out and picks up close to 30 on the play. It's 1st and 10, South Summit.
Yeah, it's a good call play, a nice play, and South Summit had executed it perfectly.
So Mayer now, back to pass, lots of time. He wants to go deep. He's going up high. He's got a man. Caught is an inbound. Oh, just barely out.
Barely, yep. He just.
Oh, beautiful pass. And that's Osgothorpe coming down with a beautiful catch, just unable to get one toe inside the inbound line. But a good.
He's hitting his spots. That's what you want.
That's a good pass by Mayer.
That on the outside, that's almost undefendable.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 10 now. Be a good chance to get some chunk yard on maybe a run play here as they send Bowen out right again. Nope, Aaron Ayers going to pass. There's a screen play up underneath to Pulver. Pulver gets good yardage, and now a flag comes in late.
Nice job there, getting off the blocker there. I'm trying to get a number of Sioux came up with the tackle. It's probably Kip Richens, and yeah, it looks like Kip Richens again. We'll see what the
this could be a
call is, a hold or a face mask or what it was.
Looks like South Summit's marching back. Maybe a hold or a block in the back coming from behind.
Receiver downfield, 58 54.
Legal man downfield got a little deep, a little anxious to get out there and make a block.
Well, the screen pass that time, too, was beyond the line of scrimmage, which makes it hard on the linemen. Those linemen can get out as far as they want if you got that behind the line of scrimmage, but it was a little deeper than he wanted. The lineman out front, that'll move and negate the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. Mayer, he's got a man wide open. It could go. Oh, and it's too deep. Mayer would like to have that one back.
That one was too easy.
No one didn't like
as much under on that one. It was Gage Wolstenhume had some big eyes, I'm sure, because he knew he was wide open. He just didn't make his spot there.
Yeah, he threw that one to the outside of the field when he had a lot of room to just lay him up. Nobody missed coverage again by the Braves as they've had that a couple of times. It looks like a timeout as we will take one. 4:46 left. South Summit trying to put the herd on 28-0 lead and into North Summit territory. 4.5 minutes left. We'll be back. It'll be 3rd and 15.
Park City, Big Canyon Homes, Conserva Irrigation, Crystal Robinson with Summit Sotheby, Intermountain Healthcare, Camas Food Town, Camas Health Center, and Peak Medical.
All right, we're back. 3rd and 15. South Summit needing a lot of yardage here to convert on 3rd down. They've got to get the ball all the way out to the 25-yard line. The ball's sitting at the 40. They need 15.
See what Kendall Prescott can dial up here. See his 3rd and 15 play call.
Those screen passes have been pretty good.
Looks like they're reading to see what the defense is doing, and they're making a last-second adjustment here.
Wish we had a clock. There it is. Mayer, he's got plenty of time. He's going across the middle, and a good coverage.
Good coverage. 15 with the coverage. Tate and Pace coming across, almost picked it off.
All right, what are we going to try here? 4th and 15. A new team's coming on. The question is it a punt team or?
I think it would be beyond a 50-yard or field goal attempt. So it looks like we'll get a punt here from Will Neff instead of a field goal attempt.
Number 11, the punter, Will Neff, and the place kicker. So utilizing the long, strong leg of Will Neff, 4th and 15.
Their experience.
Hopefully he can pin down because this is that territory where if it sneaks in, you only net 20 yards, and it's probably worth a fourth down play if you only get it to the 20. Let's see what he does. He's going to try to angle it, and he does. And it's taken right at the 20. Good catch. Good job by North Summit. That one would have rolled in perfectly, but it takes some courage to run up and put that one on the short field. And number 23, Knox Wolstenhum, does a great job for the Braves, catching that one in the air. He didn't even fair catch it. Picked up 7 or 8 yards. So in all, North Summit only gives up about, 17 yards on the punt. And that's a great job by the North Summit defense to keep this thing within reasonable. It's obviously 28-0, but it's much better than 35-0 going into the half. So it's 4:40 left. Plenty of time for the Braves to put a drive together, and they'd feel a lot better going into the halftime with some points on the scoreboard and no more than 28.
They'd probably be happy with a field goal here if they could get within range.
All right, Tate Pace back. Pace is trying to find some right. He's got a man, and he threaded the needle getting that one inside. He's going to pick up 10 on the play. Good pass by Pace.
Between 2 defenders there.
Yeah, there was several there. Was that 20?
Number 20, Isaac Judd with the reception for the Braves.
I think that may be the first reception for a first down for the Braves. Good job by Pace. Man, he put a little zip on it. Not a very big window. And able to convert on first down. They pick up 10, and it'll bring up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. 4:17 left and counting. Pace now, little pitch to the left. Coming up hard is number 44. That's Theus Reed.
Theus making the right read that time.
Wow. And he came hard, and again, no chance for that North Summit running back. He loses 4 yards on the play, and Reed with an outstanding tackle.
And I think the front four are doing a better job this week of they're kind of holding those blockers a little bit. Last week, those linebackers were getting blocked every play, and this time Theus was able to come free. And a play that worked the first time for North Summit did not work that time, as Theus was able to read it, get outside, and make a play.
It's Bowen, Boger, Andrushenko, and Ederaldi, the front four, now trying to get some pressure on Pace. He throws it outside and incomplete on the coverage there. Number 7, Blake Osgothorpe. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. Now, the problem here with these passes falling incomplete is it's stopping that clock, and it's going to give plenty of time for South Summit if they're unable to convert on 3rd down. Plenty of time to be able to march down, score one more time. So this is a tough play call if you're North Summit. You'd love probably to burn 40 seconds off that clock, but you would love to pick up a first down too. So this is tough for a play caller. What you want to do, down 28-0, there's certainly some urgency. And let's see what North Summit wants to do on 3rd and 13 at their own 30. Pace has got a man to each side of him in the shotgun. He's got a good pocket. Now it's closing hard, and it goes down quick. Sacked by South Summit. And that's 54 Ederaldi there, as well as 58 Andrushenko.
2 D tackles getting in the backfield there.
He had a minute where he should have gotten rid of the ball, but let's give the coverage credit as well. As he looked at his reads, nothing was there, and the pocket collapsed quickly as Ederaldi and Andrushenko finally got the Pace, and it's 4th and long, and that pushes them way back into the 23-yard line. So Pace is going to have to kick, and if they're wise, they'll let about 20 seconds roll off this clock, at least 15, and try to minimize the time on the clock. There's the snap and a lot of pressure. He had to get it out quick. Beautiful punt by Pace. It sails out of bounds. Great job by Tate Pace on the punt, preventing South Summit from getting any kind of return. He angled it perfectly. It'll be ball at the 35-yard line. South Summit has 55 yards to go to try to get into the end zone again. 2:37 left. We'll leave it here. South Summit has had an outstanding half thus far. Their offense sputtered a little bit on that last series, but the defense continuing to put the pressure on the Braves, and the defense of North Summit has spent a lot of time on the field in this first half. It's been all South Summit on the offensive side, controlling the clock, controlling the scoreboard, controlling the line of scrimmage, and in essence controlling this game. As Mayer back to pass. He's got lots of time. There's a man all the way open across the middle. He decides to tuck it and run, and he does. And Mayer held up by his teammate. Good job by Ederaldi. He ended up in the bench. Yeah, good job by That's Ederaldi, Kobe Ederaldi. That's
And he hasn't scrambled much
First down.
in the first 2 games of the year, but that was probably a good decision right there.
He
Just go pick up 10 when
He
they're going to
picked
give
up
them to you.
exactly what he needed. 1st and 10, got out of bounds, 2:30 left, plenty of time. South Summit could extend this lead. And now going in motion. Now a little quick screen to the right side. He's got room, cuts it inside. That's Blake Osgood. He cuts it back on time. He's got a chance to go. Touchdown, South Summit on the screen pass. Read well by Osgood in the open field. Got just enough blocks downfield. 45-yard screen pass, and the screen pass has been money all night. And Osgood gets into the end zone for his touchdown of the night. 34-0 lead, South Summit.
And that was just great blocking downfield. You had helmet on helmet all the way down the field. He only had to break 1 tackle, and he was gone.
So an outstanding call again, as that screen has been money off to the weak side, short side of the field. Will Neff gets the extra point. And a real dagger right there late in this second quarter as the Wildcats extend it to a 5-touchdown lead. 35-0, 2:19 left here in quarter number 2, and the Wildcats pouring it on.
Clock operator, take 8 seconds off the clock. 2:11.
.45-yard touchdown pass from Mayer to Osgothorpe has put 35 on the board for the Wildcats, and it's a 35-0 lead as Neff will kick off again. He's had good success into this south end zone. This one hangs up in the air a little bit more. It's taken at the 5-yard line. Trying to bring it out. Breaks the tackle. Good job. Breaks another tackle. Continues to get yardage. Finally, Cash Atkinson will bring him down as a nice run back by number 23, I believe.
Knox Wilson-Hume.
Yep, Wilson-Hume has had the ball in his hand on the offense and return sides. Got good coverage there and finally taken down by Cash Atkinson. Cash has had a couple of good tackles on these returns. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves, and I'll tell you, it might be time to say, let's get to the locker room and regroup because you cannot give the ball back to South Summit right here, down 35.
They've shown they can score quickly if they need to.
So, North Summit, let's see. It's probably going to be a couple of runs here to try and burn some clock. There it is. Wilson-Hume's trying to find the outside, and he's knocked down. Good open field tackle. Looks like that's Jack Johnson. I'll tell you, Johnson has been an outstanding tackler off the left side out of that corner spot on the North Summit side of the football, and a great open field tackle there. Holds Knox to about a half-a-yard gain, but I think North Summit will take that one here as they're content to let this clock run out, and it has been an outstanding effort in all sides of the ball for South Summit, offense and defense. A couple of missed kicks by Neff, but he's fired back with several in a row here on the extra point. 121 and counting. My guess is we'll see another run right here, and I'm sure South Summit will be content to just let them run this one out. Nope, he's going to look to pass, but he's under some pressure. Richens will tuck it, and he's got some room and finally kicks it outside. Man, he's crafty back there. He's got some room. He's going to pick up the first down. He'll be driven out of bounds. And a good first down run by Crew Richens, and it'll be a chain mover, and that probably will ensure that they can run this clock out if they wish. But they do got a chance here to put some points on the board, so let's see what they do.
Yeah, that was a great run. It looked like he was dead to rights several times and was able to get away and get outside and pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10.
Clock still running. I thought he
Must
got
not
out
have
of
gotten out of
bounds.
bounds. Once the chains were set, they start that clock. 51 seconds and counting. Ball at 43-yard line of North Summit, 1st and 10. Richens gets the snap. Nope, it gets a direct snap to Wilstenhume. He's off the right side, and North Summit clearly has found the most success running off the right side, even to the short side of the field. He's going to pick up 5 or 6 on the play, and must have gotten tackled inbounds again. So, now they stop it.
Somebody's calling a timeout. We'll see who they decided to give it to. But maybe they're discussing something.
So 2nd and 4, 26 seconds left. Let's see what they're doing with the clock here. A meeting of the officials and the North Summit coaching staff. So some kind of a deliberation about whether that clock...
35 seconds on
They're
the
going to put
clock.
more time on the clock. Looks like a timeout was called, or was he run out of bounds?
Not sure what the situation was. I think they ended up calling a timeout there. So they didn't stop it when the timeout was called.
So the ball almost at midfield at the 49-yard line.
They were almost probably giving themselves enough breathing room that they probably feel more comfortable. Maybe they'll look to throw
Maybe
it down
take
the
a couple
field
shots,
little bit.
So Richens, Crew Richens, 2nd and 5. And Richens gets the snap. Now he drops back, steps up into the pocket, trying to go out deep, and it's picked off. Is that Jack Johnson again? Jack Johnson having an outstanding half of football on the defensive secondary. He read that perfectly, was all over that pass. Turnover to South Summit. Great job by the defense of South Summit.
We'll see what they want to do if they try to air it out a couple times. All right, well, that'll come back. Well, that erases that interception, unfortunately, but
Great play nonetheless by Johnson. As Richens was under pressure, I'd like to have a replay of that one.
Yeah.
See,
we got an instant replay.
well, we got a delay on our feed right here. See if you can see that, because they'll probably bring it out. All right. Or were we already caught up?
We're not late enough to
All right.
see it.
1st and 10, North Summit. So there's a 15-yard break. Now they really got a chance to throw it in the end zone a couple times.
Probably take a couple shots. Tell them don't throw it short.
All right, 1st and 10, Braves desperately trying to get some points on the board. Richens rolls to his left, has some room. He throws it out to the open field. He's got a man, and it goes down inside.
Bounds. That was Kel Crittenden.
Nice catch. Good job by Richens, rolling well.
Sophomore for the Braves.
So good pickup. Now with 19 seconds left.
Now they'll take a timeout.
So North Summit here.
Showing a little life in
Yeah.
the first half, and they'll certainly take a couple shots right now.
Best drive of the half with limited time, down to 19 seconds, taking a couple of timeouts. So give them credit, as it would have been easy to say, let's take our losses and get into the locker room without suffering any more damage here. But give them credit, as they are trying to get some points on the board, and they would certainly give them a big boost if they could do that. With 19 seconds left, you probably got 3 to 4 plays at the most. I think they only have 1 timeout left. So that's what the scoreboard is showing. They've taken 2 here on consecutive plays. So North Summit will probably be trying to look at something in the end zone or onto the outside areas of the field where they can get out of bounds. With 1 timeout left, you can stop at 1 time. And with 1st and 10, several chances here. So let's see what the South Summit secondary and this defensive front can do, maybe to put some pressure on Crew Richens, as he's very fleet-footed in that backfield, and does a good job of maneuvering out of trouble and is willing to take some shots, too, under pressure. So Crew Richens now will drop back. He's going to go outside, and nothing there as the man kept headed upfield. Looked like there was an out pattern.
He zigged when he should have zagged right there, I think. The quarterback was expecting him to go to the outside, but that'll stop the clock, and, yeah, they'll have a few more shots. South Summit must have been sitting back in their prevention defense, and that seems to never work. It baffles me every time you see somebody be able to march down the field like that. They just trying to keep it in front, which I guess that's a good thing too, but
Well, 2nd and 10. Nothing, not a huge damage there. South Summit with 3 more chances to stop, but North Summit only burning about 3.5 seconds on that play. So 3 more chances to try to put something together. Richens, a little swing pass out to the right. He's got a man. He cuts it up. He's got to get a first down if he can to save that timeout. And I'm not sure he did, so we're going to have to call their last timeout with 6 seconds left. And with him trying to get that additional yardage, burned off another play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And with 6 seconds left, they're out of timeouts and probably have 1 play left unless it's a quick hitter on the pass.
Timeout, White. That's your final timeout of that.
That's our final timeout of the half.
So, timeout on the field, 6.6 seconds left. 3rd and 3, ball is sitting at the 8-yard line. You could probably hit a 5-yard out, but it'll take 3-4 seconds if you could get out of bounds and get yourself first down, but
Can get to the sideline and get out of bounds.
my guess is at the 8, you're going to try to hit one into the end zone.
Yep, that would be what I would do. Make sure you call something deep enough that you can get it to the end zone, or ensure that if you've got enough room to make a move and get into the end zone. But they certainly would be feeling better about life if they were able to get some points on the board going into halftime.
Might be a
Give
good
them
time.
something to build on.
Might be a good time, too, for South Summit here to maybe send some pressure.
Yeah, I think
Surprise the
they've
Braves a little bit.
been dropping 7, only rushing the front 4. So maybe they'll bring something off the edge to try to create some pressure.
Good defensive secondary for South Summit. Can match up with anybody here on the defensive side. So, back to pass. Now going up deep into the outside. Oh, outstanding catch. Did he bring it down? Outstanding job. Tate Pace for the Braves. Went up high and out-jumped the South Summit secondary. And how about the pass by Crew Richens all the way across the field? He put it up there where the tall other counter quarterback, Pace, goes up. Pace has got to be, 6'3" or 6'4". He jumped well, and he just out-jumped the South Summit secondary right there, brought it down in traffic, and the Braves get a much-needed touchdown on an outstanding drive here in the second quarter as number 2 for the Braves. That's Toon. Nope, Rouser trying to do it. Now he's going to have to do a fake, I guess, a fake.
I don't know if that was
I don't know, or what. All kinds of stuff going on.
We somehow ended up with the ball on the fumble, but yeah, that'll end the first. Well, we got half a second left, so they'll have to kick off. But they did get on the board, so
I'll tell you what, that's a good drive by the Braves. That'll give them some hope in this second quarter.
that was a minute 36 left on the clock when they got the ball there for that possession. It was under 2 minutes for sure. So good job there by marching down the field and getting in the end zone.
Well, now in hindsight, that roughing the passer played a huge role in that we're keeping the drive alive off what would have been a Jack Johnson interception. Kept the drive alive. North Summit took advantage. Give them credit. That's a great job by the Braves.
Personal foul, face mask. Prior to the interception, we'll replay it down.
So North Summit gets a face mask call on the Wildcats. That'll give them another chance to put a point on the board. Down 29. You should probably take this extra point. 35-6 lead, put it 7, make it 28. 4 touchdown score lead going into the half. Who got the ball first?
We received.
Okay, so it'll be North Summit getting a chance to get the ball right on the offensive side again after halftime. So the suspense continues here as this one's still alive and the kick is no good as it looks like it's blocked. A little bit of a low kick and South Summit gets a hand on it, but a great drive nonetheless by the Braves. 29-point lead for South Summit, but North Summit getting a little hope, a little momentum going into half, and with a half a second left, we're probably, I don't know if you'll see the squib, but certainly don't want to give South Summit a chance to return one, but great job by the Braves. All right, we'll take a little quick timeout as we wait for the kickoff. Good drive by the Braves to trim the lead to 29. right, it'll be North Summit kicking off. It's like the kicker for the Braves is number 64, Sean Lopez. And you don't want to kick something.
Probably a squib.
Yep, there's the squib. The South Summit player. And that would really have been ideal had they had more time. But
another second, the baby got a playoff.
Yeah, so outstanding half by South Summit, 35-6 lead. It was all South Summit for the last, the majority of that half. But the Braves put a good drive together to keep this thing interesting. We'll take a 15-minute break as the Wildcats lead 35-6 on an outstanding effort here in the first half with South Summit leading by 29. Enjoy the halftime by our South Summit student body, drill team, and cheerleaders, and we'll be back with third quarter action here in about 15 minutes.
Please welcome back to the field our South Summit Fabines as they perform a team choreographed hip-hop number to Vibes.
You know what they say about them South girls? If you walk, talk about it, talk about where, gotta talk about when she walk. You can't get this out of your mind. You say you need that love, it's so good, you call me daddy. You want so pretty, but I think you can take it down. 'Cause my so big, man, everybody in the club, give it that, drop all the way down to the ground. Be a freak, we gon' go berserk. All the ladies on the top, you better work. Make me sweat, make me hurt, make me lose my breath, make me
Way to go, Fabines. All right, everyone, please stand as our cheerleaders lead us in the South Summit School Song. Way to go, cheerleaders. Don't forget to visit the concession stand down on the south end of the home bleachers. We want to give you a few scores from around the world of 2A football. Currently, Parowan is leading American Leadership Academy 20-14. Ogden is leading Judge Memorial 24-0. South Sevier is leading Enterprise 33-6. Gunnison Valley is leading Providence Hall 14-7. Currently, San Juan is beating Beaver 14-13. And Delta and Millard are tied at 7 apiece. One more score for you. Currently, Duchesne is leading Layton Christian Academy 14-6.
All right, a great halftime for the South Summit student body, and it'll be South Summit kicking off to the Braves. So a good call by the Braves to get the ball in the second half after a touchdown. So back-to-back possessions for the Braves, and that's a good way to keep scratching their way back into this ball game. A great drive to finish off the second quarter. Puts points on the board. An outstanding catch by Tate Pace off a great pass by Crew Richens, and the ball will kick into the end zone by Will Neff, and it'll be first down for the Braves. So a big drive for North Summit right here to start this second half. If they could put something together, it would start changing the thought processes a bit of not only players but coaches a little bit. That maybe this one isn't a runaway like it could have been in that first half. And North Summit with a good opportunity with the ball to start off quarter number 3. The South Summit defense overall has been outstanding in the first half. They've put a lot of pressure on the North Summit offense and on the quarterback in the backfield. Let's see who they start here with. It looks like it is that Richens in the backfield?
Can't see. I think it is.
All right.
He keeps it.
So Richens will fake the handoff. And he will, nope, that's Pace. Pace is in the game as the quarterback now. Tate Pace, it has been every alternating possession all the first half, and now to start this third quarter, Pace keeps it on the ground. He picks up 3 or 2, and it'll be second and a long 8, short 7. That's one thing that North Summit had a hard time doing in that first half was establishing the run game. They got a few off the right side. Pace threw one out to the outside, and a great hit again. Is that Jack Johnson again? Jack has been all over the place on that left side over there. Another great tackle and cover, but close to the first down marker. Pace is about a yard short, so it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Good job going up high. When you throw those high, you know you're going to get hit. It's a good job going up and making the catch, knowing you're going to pay the price for it. Jack let him know he was there.
So a big 3rd down conversion opportunity for the Braves, 3rd and 1. And let's see if looks like North Summit going into a running formation, a man on each side of them, and it's going to be Tate, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. That thing took too long developing for a 1-yard play. As I don't know if he lost the handle or what, but he hesitated just a bit, and the South Summit defense got through with some penetration. They lose 3 yards on the play, and now a tough call for the Braves at 4th and a long 3, short 4, and Pace comes up hobbling a bit. And he's limping around like he's got a bad ankle or something, and now he's got to try to punt the ball with that bad ankle. And things turn quickly for the Braves. 3rd and 1, now they're going to have to punt on 4th down, and this is a short punt. It's going to land into the open field. It takes a bounce. And another fortunate bounce for the Braves as South Summit will get the ball on a 3 and out, however, and it will be 1st and 10 South Summit. So good job by the South Summit defense as they get the stop on 3rd and 1, and they get the ball back on the offensive side, and South Summit really well done defensively.
That's exactly how you want to start the second half, with a 3 and out defensively. Give your offense a chance to get out and continue to work on some stuff, and I think that's probably what you'll see a lot of. South Summit will probably go a little deeper into the playbook and just work on some things offensively, see what works, see what doesn't.
It would be a good time as well to try to maybe just establish this run game a little bit and make this a little shorter. But they're looking to pass this time across the middle, and a good catch across the middle in traffic. He gets hit hard. That's Riker Bowen with the catch, and in traffic he took a big shot by number 28. That was Kip Richens, but Bowen holds on in the middle in an outstanding catch and a good hard hit by the Braves, but Bowen pulls down the first down. 1st and 10, South Summit on 1st down. Now, handoff this time, and he kicks it outside. He's got room. Good job by Pulver. Pulver had some contact early on, but he bounced it to the outside, picks up good yardage. You know, good steady flow of those would be fantastic here.
And that didn't look like that was the design for where that run was supposed to go. He just saw a hole and went and got the yardage.
Well, the North Summit defender kind of stood up, the blocker, and Pulver kind of hit the back end of him, kicked it out, got good yardage. This time he's got a good hole up the middle, and he's going to be out. So now he loses the ball. The ball is on the floor, and the Braves look like they pick up the turnover, and that's the last thing South Summit wants to do is turn the ball over. Pulver was fighting for extra yardage, got a little careless, letting the ball get away from his body. It's knocked out, and it will be turnover and exactly what the Braves need.
And that's the first turnover on the night other than on downs for either team, as the one interception was taken away on a penalty. But yeah, Pulver fighting for those extra yards, and a good job by the defense of the North Summit Braves to knock that ball out and able to recover it. So new life for North Summit, as it looked like South Summit was starting off with a good drive here in the second half.
Well, doing exactly probably what they want to do. Get chunks of yardage, run the ball, burn clock, but now North Summit gets the break on the fumble, and now Richens back. A lot of pressure from South Summit. He loses the handle, and he goes into the air and comes down with South Summit. It's turned right back over, and he's still on his feet. Who is that? It looked like a lineman picked it up. That's right, Camoan. Yeah, right, Camoan. Gets the ball out of the air. That thing just popped out of Richard's hand somehow. I don't know if he lost the handle or it was bumped out. Bowen comes down with the loose ball, and he was bouncing around inside that line like a pinball. Come out again, and it's turnover right back to the Wildcats.
Back-to-back turnovers, and South Summit with it. So a good job there. The defense popping it out. Both defenses getting in there and punching that ball out.
I tell you, crazy things happen with these turnovers sometimes. Haven't had one all game, and on back-to-back consecutive plays, ball slipping out of the hands of the ball carriers and into the defensive side of the ball, and it'll be South Summit again now on the offensive side into North Summit territory at the 35-yard line. Mayer in the shotgun.
The hard clap again, trying to draw them off, trying to see if he can read whether there's going to be a blitz from one of those linebackers. Didn't look like anybody moved, so they're making adjustments in play.
So Mayer, little quick hitter on the outside, beautiful pass out to Blake Osgathorpe. He's fighting for more yardage and finally gets run out of bounds. Good job by Osgathorpe, and a great pass by Mayer. He's going to pick up almost 10 on the play. Let's see if he gets the first down, and he does. 10 right on the money, and a nice quick strike by the South Summit offense.
Blake does a good job after the catch. He's able to pick up yards, and
he is shifty.
He likes that little jump cut to try to
fumble on the snap, but Mayer is able to get on top of it.
And that's the first one of those we've had tonight, too.
So
it's been a real clean game for South Summit up to the point of the last couple of plays here.
Getting a little sloppy hand on the ball, and that'll cost them 6 yards. 2nd and 16. Now 3 men wide to the left. Osgathorpe, the lone man to the right, to the short side. Mayer back to pass, looking for that screen again. They go up high, breaks the tackle, but a flag comes down. But we have ineligible downfield again. There's that screen just a little too deep past the line of scrimmage, and I think man we're downfield one more time.
Brody Larson with the reception, and again he's trying to say I was behind the line of scrimmage when I caught that, but
it's like he's just drifting a little too much, and when those linemen are downfield, it's got to be behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're trying to ask to get it waved off. They're a little meeting at the center of the field between the official. Well, that's a good sign for South Summit if they're debating it.
North Summit's done a better job, at least on that particular play.
Oh, they're going to call it.
That particular play, they didn't bite as hard on that screen, so they were able to make some adjustments there at halftime, and they were able to read that a little better and make a play.
So another ineligible man downfield on the screenplay. That'll march it back 10 yards, and that will bring up 2nd and 20. So a couple of times that's cost South Summit good yardage. And that'll be something that they'll be able to see easily on film and try to rectify that for the future. A little run up the middle, good yardage. And he's going to pick up 6 or 7 on the play.
And that's Brody Larson once again on the run. He was tackled by 55 and 28, 55 being Trayson Judd, and then Kip Richens also helping out bringing him down.
So 3rd and about 14 on the play. Picked up 6 on the run by Larson. A few more yards to probably give Will Neff a good look at a field goal. Now a little screen to the right side again. Blake trying to cut it back, but nothing there. Good pressure and coverage by the Braves.
So they've talked about it. I know they probably spent a lot of time at halftime talking about those screens, and they aren't quite as effective here in the second half. They were able to make adjustments.
Number 2, Rouser, and number 79, Lopez, both there quickly among a couple others. So that weak side, short side of the field screen that was so effective for South Summit in that first half, as you mentioned, has really been rectified, at least early on in this third quarter.
4th and long here.
Yes, here we go. 4th and 14. There's somebody across the middle, and it's too well covered by the Braves. Good job being in the inside.
Intended for Brody Larson. The coverage was by Crew Richens. So turnover on downs. A good job there by the Braves defensively to hold the Wildcats after the turnover. And they'll get the ball back. With another chance here to put a few more points on the board as the score still 35-6. Just over 7 minutes left here in the third quarter.
All right, so it'll be South Summit on the defensive side, 7-11 left, and Bay football again. No scoring by either team in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. Ball changing hands multiple times, and now Tate back as the quarterback. He goes out to the wide side, perfectly thrown, and a great route by the intended receiver by the Braves. Hit him right where he loves it, but he is unable to bring it in. Dropped. They bring up 2nd and 10.
Looks like he peeked up right at the last second to see what was in front of him and just unable to pull it in. Intended for
it was going to be Jack Johnson, who's been there all night.
I know he's coming.
So Jack has been very effective out in that coverage on the North Summit side of the field. 7:07 left, 2nd and 10, Braves. Pace. Oh, in pressure. Now he's going to throw across his body, puts it up for grabs, and that's going to be a penalty.
Penalty there.
Head back.
Cade Moon, didn't get turned around. He knew he was beat, so he just went back and broke it up. Almost a sack in the backfield there, but a nice job by the quarterback stepping up and delivering the ball and delivering it so it was catchable so that they could draw that pass interference call.
15-yard penalty.
So another big penalty on the Wildcats will give a 15-yard boost to the Braves. That'll give them first down. That'll move the ball out to almost midfield. About the 45-yard line, roughly. Let's see where they officially place it. It'll be at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Braves, some big penalties have kept drives alive for North Summit. And that one will give a fresh set of downs to the Braves. 1st and 10. 7 minutes even on the clock. Still a comfortable lead for South Summit at 35-6, but pace has changed quite a bit in the last quarter and a half. South Summit led early, quick, 28-0. But it's been a pretty evenly played game for the last quarter roughly, and now a good pitch off to the left and a good run by the Braves.
So that quick pitch out to the left there, getting it to number 2, Jaden Rouser, and just enough to get outside of the DN and the outside backers, and he was quickly able to get upfield and pick up a first down.
So good play for the Braves.
They've done
it up to the outside.
They've been effective with that play several times tonight, and I'm sure we'll see it again.
6:41, first down, back-to-back first downs for the Braves, now in South Summit territory. Ball at the 45-yard line. Pace will pitch it out to Rouser again. Rouser gets tripped up, ball on the ground. There's a scramble. Who's got it?
And each team's going to be pointing. We'll see. It looks like
South Summit football.
Turnover, another forced fumble, and another great job by the defense of getting that ball back.
It's been the quarter of turnovers, 4 of them, either on downs or fumbles thus far.
We do have a injured player. I can't see the number.
Looks like a Brave player.
Hopefully nothing serious.
All right, we'll take a little timeout. Hopefully he can regroup. Turnover from the Braves. It'll be South Summit football at the 45-yard line. 6:21 left, 35-6 South Summit lead. All right. Fortunately, the North Summit player was able to get up under his own power and make it to his side of the field. Hopefully he'll be okay. We weren't able to get the number of him, but it'll be South Summit football. Mayer dropping back. He's got a man and just overthrew him. Good route by Pulver, but unable to bring it in. Mayer threw it on the run, rolling to his right side. The fall incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
We got an injured Wildcat now down on the field holding his leg. We don't know for sure who that is yet either. Looks like a cramping situation, which is not good, but it's not bad either. Hot night. It is about as hot as it gets for South Summit football at 75 degrees out there.
Let's see if we can get a number who that is.
I know they were
darker and darker.
stretching out Owen Mayer on the sideline, I think, earlier, so it may be Owen down there cramping up. We'll give you a few scores as we looking through here for the 2A games going on tonight. Providence Hall is beating Gunnison Valley 19-14 here in the third quarter. And nope, that's Blake Osgathorpe coming off the field. Go get some pickle juice in him. He'll be fine. Parowan over ALA right now, 20-14. Carbon laying the wood grand, 68-0 in the third quarter.
All right, we're back at it. Mayer, hands off up the middle.
Brody Larson there, but not much there for Brody. A nice job up front by the Braves. Try to get some numbers for you. Jack Wood, I think, in on the tackle for North Summit from the D tackle position.
So 3rd and 9, South Summit trying to convert on a long 3rd down. A little pump fake to the outside and picked off. Crew Richards reading the play outstandingly from that safety spot. Bowen was trying to get the pass from Mayer across the middle, but he read it perfectly, and he made a nice move to get in front of Bowen, and another turnover. Leading South Summit scoreless again on that possession. It'll be North Summit football again. That's 4 turnovers in a row already in this third quarter.
The ball stayed within about 20 yards of the field, and we just giving it back and forth to each other. Is again a good job there, Crew Richards from the safety position, reading the ball and going high pointing that.
So Crew Richards will probably be a quarterback now, as it's been very methodical, back and forth every possession. So now Richards will quarterback for the Braves, and he'll be back. He'll roll right, trying to find the corner. He delivers a pass on the outside. It looks like it's caught on the North Summit side of the field. Going to be about a 6-yard pickup. Good catch and a good pass by Richards on the run. He's going to pick up half of what's needed for the first down. That'll put the ball at the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that's been a pretty good play for him, too. Just that quick out, picking up 5 yards. If you can do that every time, obviously, you put you in a better situation. 2nd and 5 is an ideal spot. You can play action. You can do a lot from 2nd and 5.
So another snap to Richards. This time he hands it off the middle, kicks it outside. He's got some room, trying to find the corner, but coming up hard is Owen Mayer, number 11.
It's Will Neff actually making the tackle. Number 7 with the carry. That's Kason Richards, a sophomore for the Braves. As we've got another player slow to get up.
So Neff keeps and prevents the first down from North Summit, but it's going to be 3rd and short for the Braves. About 1.5 yards, 2 yards to go. The first down marker is right at the 49-yard line on the Braves side of the field. So at 4:57 and counting, Braves trying to put some first downs together, as neither team in this third quarter has been able to sustain a drive without turning the football over.
Yeah, we've been right between the 50 and the 30, so right now we're about due to turn it over again and get it back to the Wildcats.
Probably 4th down territory here for North Summit unless they lose some yardage. Down 4 scores. Again, slow developing play, and the South Summit defense is able to overwhelm the running back.
Good play there by Nash Harleen coming off the end, and he was getting in there right at the mesh point. So it wasn't a very good opportunity for that quarterback to read that, because Nash was right in there right off the bat and stopped that play before it got started.
Going to bring up 4th down. lost a little over 2 yards on the play. And I'm surprised North Summit's not going for it here at midfield, down 4 scores, and
We'll see
4
if they,
minutes left. Yeah, see what they snapped one of these up, man.
Nope.
They don't, and he
Just-
kicks it off. Get up and get it on the run. There we go. South Summit on a nice return, and he's met at the 35-yard line, but a great job of returning that one, shortening, and there's a penalty flag on the North Summit side of the field.
Dax McNeil right there with the return.
Good job by Dax. Let's see what the penalty is as the officials are converging and meeting right at midfield. See what the penalty is. So this could be a big one if it's on South Summit, specifically if it's prior to the kick.
If it's a roughing the kicker or
Well, it looks like they're going to meet with South Summit. Nope, they're meeting with the other official.
Holding number 10.
Holding
on the
number
return
10 on the
from
return.
the 10 yards from the
Okay, that looks like that's a post
so
possession
first down.
penalty. Yep, holding on the return. So after it was caught, after the punt was kicked, so South Summit will get marched back, but still South Summit football.
and that turned into a pretty good punt there after
Yeah,
the
it
10
did.
yards are marched off. Back inside their own 20.
All right, let's see if South Summit can't
From the 15-yard line.
put together a good drive. See what they decide they want to do here. 1st and 10. Hands the ball off. 3-4 good hard yards, which is a good start to this drive. South Summit, hopefully, I'm sure wanting to sustain some consistency offensively and get this thing into the 4th quarter, put a good long drive together, and put this thing out of reach.
Yeah, at this point, you certainly just want to avoid injuries here and run the clock and work on some stuff offensively.
Now a little quick pass to the outside. Nicely led by Mayer. It's going to be a 1st down for South Summit on a comebacker. And that Johnson?
Pass complete for first down for the Wildcats.
Was that number 1?
That was Mary. Yep, Mary to Mary.
One Mayer on the reception, so he picks up the 1st down.
And he comes hobbling off. As I said, I saw him earlier in the game cramp it up, so maybe hopefully just a cramp. Number 19 checking into the game for the Wildcats. Tyler Wolstenhume.
1st and 10, South Summit. Now keeper by Mayer, and he's drugged down from behind. Nice play by the North Summit lineman. Numbers that.
I think it's 79.
79. Lopez has been called often. Good play as he was able to get his hands on the back of Mayer's jersey and hold on long enough to drag him down. They lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Good play by the defensive end on this left side by the Braves.
He had some room there to run as well, so
If he could have broken free, he would have picked up some good yardage. 3-man front for North Summit. And Lopez doing a good job holding the corner. Now a quick hitter on the outside. Ooh, good catch.
they are going to call that a catch. That looked like it might have come off the ground. Gage Wolstenhume going down to pick that one off the turf to pick up a few yards for the Wildcats. Make it a little bit shorter. Is it going to be 3rd and
11.
Nope, it looks like they're going to call it incomplete.
Well, I thought he got it.
It looked like this side judge called it a catch, but
3rd down and 11.
must have been overturned by somebody.
So 3rd and 11 now for the Wildcats. 2:13 left in quarter number 3. Probably don't want to get too risky here in your own territory. Screens haven't been as effective in this second half. See what the South Summit staff dials up. Back to pass as Mary goes to the screen, the left side. Pulver's trying to cut it back, and he's got some room, and he's going to get a chance, and he does. Nice. Outstanding run by Blake Pulver.
Bryce Pulver.
Bryce Pulver, I'm calling the whole family. Bryce, Blake, we got to Bryce.
That didn't look like that was going to go anywhere, but he broke a couple tackles and got upfield to pick up the 1st down.
Big play for South Summit. As Pulver picks up good yardage. Now a pass outside to Johnson. Johnson cuts it back. He gets upfield. And it looks like that might be a face mask on the Braves as Johnson put back, and a North Summit defender got a handout. Looks like maybe grabbed that face mask. Let's see what the call is.
Isaac Judd with the tackle there for the Braves.
Tell you what, South Summit's still putting the ball in the air.
Yeah, it's tough to do. I mean, they only have probably a handful of
Foul, face mask.
Foul,
On the
face
defense.
mask.
15-yard variety.
That's 15 to the end of that one. Big play for the Wildcats on the penalty as Johnson picks up 10 on the reception. And then they'll add the 15 on the face mask, so that'll take South Summit all the way to the 35-yard line into Brave territory. 137, and a good drive into the end zone would put this one out of reach. And a handoff to Larson. Larson, good yardage up the middle. He cuts it back, and he's still on the feet inside the 15-yard line. About an 18-yard pickup as Larson with an outstanding run. Inside the red zone now for the Wildcats. And maybe this line up front is starting to, this Braves defense has been on the field for a long time in this game, and it's got to be a grind continually. They'll put it on the ground again, cutting it back. Is that Pulver again? Looked like maybe Pulver is going to pick up 4 or 5 on the play. And it'll be, looks like more like 3. So bring up 2nd and 7.
So the 1-2 punch of Pulver and Brody Larson in the backfield has been effective here on this drive for the Wildcats. And I'm sure that's probably by design there. Yeah, keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock running, shorten this second half a little bit.
Winding at 45 seconds, 2nd and 7. Mayer, little quick hitter to the outside to Johnson. Johnson spins out of a tackle. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 5-yard line, and that's going to be close to the first down marker. Johnson now getting some good yardage on some receptions.
Just short. It looks like they're spotting just about a yard short.
So it'll be 3rd and short. And a good chance here, and South Summit doesn't have to run a play if they don't want. And it's down to 13. 3rd and 1. Mayer doing lots of directioning.
Yeah, it looks like
they're going to let it go, and they'll be content to switch ends of the quarter. No scoring by either team in quarter number 3. South Summit still leading by 29. They'll have 3rd and 1 as we flip to the north side. Ball at the 6-yard line. Got to get it to the 5. So we're down to 12 minutes of football in a hard-fought third quarter by both teams. Lots of turnovers, but South Summit able to continue to hold on to a big lead, 35-6, and a chance to add to it as we return here in quarter number 4.
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide to infinity. You know the roof on fire.
Oh, no, yeah, he's
All right, 3rd and a short one. Looks like they've even made it shorter since they adjusted to the other side of the field. So let's see if South Summit wants to play power football. Drive this thing across the 5-yard line, pick up the first down, make it 1st and goal. And they're going to roll to the left. He can tuck it and run and should. He's got a chance to get in. He cuts it back. Is he in? Touchdown! Ian Mayer on the 6-yard run to the left side of the field. Good read by Mayer. Looks like he was looking for somebody to throw it to, but there was nobody in front, and he had a lot of blockers out there to help him find his way into the end zone. Mayer picks up the touchdown, and that kicks it up to 41-6. And an outstanding drive to calm the storm a bit offensively in that third quarter. As they held on to the football, they marched the length of the field. They took off about 5 minutes of time, and they put up 6 more points, looking for 7 with Neff's extra point. This lead is back up to 35, potentially 36 on the made attempt by Neff and a great drive by the Wildcats.
Yeah, and that looked like almost a run-pass option there for Ian. Rolling out to his left, he had a blocker in front. I think he had that option if he wanted to. He could have passed it to Jack Johnson, who was open, but I think it was a good decision to just tuck it and run, and got to the inside of that pylon to give South Summit that 35-point lead, as they've got a North Summit player down on the sideline here, getting attended to.
It looks like the officials are there helping as well, so that'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take one as we await Neff's extra point. Big drive by the Wildcats. They lead by 35. All right, it looks like Kip Richens is the injured player for the Braves, and not a good sign, as there were several of his teammates helping carry him off, and they're holding a leg very still, so we hope he'll be okay. He's played an outstanding game, been involved on a lot of plays.
He's kind of the anchor of that defense for North Summit, so hopefully it's nothing serious, as there's still a long season ahead for both teams.
So Neff is ready to kick the extra point on a great drive by South Summit. After missing his first two kicks of the night, Neff has hit 4 in a row. And let's see if he can split the uprights one more time. And that one looks good. Neff puts it through, and that'll extend the lead to 42-6. And when we return here at the kickoff, clock will be running a little quicker now, as this fourth quarter will move fast as the Wildcats finally put a good drive together in the second half. It's probably, 4, 5, 6 possessions in a row that the North Summit defense had either stopped South Summit or come up with a turnover. And finally, the Wildcats are able to put a drive together on a nice run by Mayer on 3rd and 1. And so now the Wildcats can look forward to maybe getting some guys a little more time in these last 10 minutes and hopefully prevent some injuries and sneak away with a good win against North Summit, a good North Summit team who's fought hard after getting down early. They've really turned things around a bit, and it's been a good competitive game here in these last 2 quarters.
A couple of scores here related to 2A. Duchesne's holding on to a slight lead, 21-19 over Layton Christian. Gunnison is beating Providence Hall 22-19. Probably the game of the night. San Juan and Beaver are playing, and Beaver is now in the lead, 26-22 in the fourth quarter. So a couple of powerhouses in 2A, 1A right there, squaring off, and Beaver holding on to a lead.
All right, who do we got on our schedule next week?
Next week, South Summit will be taking on, let me take a look here.
All right, the kick coming from Neff. Neff booms this one. It's going to go deep into the end zone. Great kick by Will Neff. And it'll be North Summit football, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So we'll be hosting Juab next week.
Ooh, that'll be a big one.
So, yeah, Juab, a bigger school. Obviously, last year they beat up on us a little bit, but I think we're going to be a little better off this year, and hopefully we can come out and hang with the Juab Wasps.
Been a great schedule so far.
Yep. So
Duchesne, North Summit, Juab, great games. Seeing some teams in our region playing tough games tonight. Layton Christian is anticipated to be one of the favorites in the region. Providence Hall playing a tough game. So stacking up to be a great season of football as South Summit having a good night here tonight. Back to pass is Pace. Pace delivering on the money across the 30. Good pass into the middle of the field, and it's caught by number
1. Is that Kel Atkinson again? A nice job there. That's a tough pass in traffic, and he was able to feed it in there. Right? Yep, Kel Crittenden.
Kel Crittenden with the catch, and a good play from the Braves. Pick up the 1st down on 1st and 10, about 11-yard pickup. Tate Pace has a nice arm in that backfield. He throws a little bit of a sidearm. Ooh, that one kind of skipped into Johnson's hand. Good coverage by, is that number 55? Sneaking out on the linebacker spot. Logan MacArthur doing a good job disrupting that pass. Bring up 2nd and 10.
So I think, yeah, some of the JV players will start to get a little time here, get some experience in a varsity game, which is always good for the future of the program. We'll try to call out some of those numbers for some of the players we haven't seen. Number 53, DN on the left side here for South Summit.
Gage Prescott
in there.
3rd down and 11.
Going to lose a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 11. Lots of new players in. Number 14 back at safety. Tough Thornton in. Who's the other safety right there? 15. That is Coy Atkinson into the ball game. The corner on the left side, number 5, Brock Jackson. Looks like we got a new corner on the opposite side. Number 4, Cash Atkinson, a linebacker. We got 17 and 18. Peyton Morris. Number 18 in the middle, Chase Lloyd. On the right linebacker spot is number 55 we just talked about, MacArthur. Deep high pass going out, beautifully thrown, and fantastic catch. Clear into South Summit territory. Beautiful pitch and catch by the Braves. That receiver is number 11, it looks like. Crew Richens from one quarterback to another. Those two just trade position. Touchdown prior was from Richens to Pace. So, again, great pass by Pace and about a 35, 40-yard pickup, and that'll put the ball into South Summit territory.
Yeah, it was the longest play of the night for North Summit on that pitch and catch, and that was a beautifully delivered ball there. I mean, right over the defender. It wasn't bad coverage, but that was a great pass and catch.
In traffic. Well done by the Braves. 1st and 10. Pace now in some trouble. Gets some room on the right side. Now he's going to throw it up for grabs, and it's picked off. Picked off by number 15. That's Coy Atkinson with the interception. And Pace just got careless in traffic, and he just threw it up to anybody, and Coy Atkinson took advantage.
Yeah, that's the cardinal sin for a quarterback, throwing across your body in the middle of the field. 9 times out of 10, that's going to get picked off, and Coy was in the right spot at the right time, was able to bring it down. So another turnover for South Summit, and we'll probably see some younger players come out there on the offensive side.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they run out at quarterback. Arthur Nilsson has been quarterbacking the JV, a sophomore.
Yep.
So let's see who they run out here.
JV and freshman yesterday had successful games at North Summit, both coming away with victories. First games of the year for the JV and the freshman team, so they both start 1-0 on the season.
All right, who is it? Is that Nelson?
It's got to be Arthur. He throws a good ball, and I still couldn't tell who he's handing off to either.
Looks like it's number 6. Steele Woodward.
Yep, still a sophomore. No, still it's a freshman. Freshman running back there for the Wildcats.
4:55 and counting.
Arthur's number 0 on the program. I don't think that's who in
No,
the
I can't.
backfield, so
I don't know who that is.
yet. They went all the way down to our freshman or sophomore quarterback.
Looks like the quarterback is number 26. Nope, number 6. Yep. Who is that?
Still is number 6. 20.
Okay, well, that's the number. Nope,
26.
26 is getting a snap.
So that's
Handoff.
Cole Wolstenhume.
To number 19, Tyler Wolstenhume with the run.
So Cole Wolstenhume, yeah, freshman as well. Freshman quarterback coming in and getting some varsity time early here in the season.
A flag on the play on the North Summit side of the field.
On the play.
Minimal pickup for the Wildcats. Got a few yards. Wolstenhume did on the run.
Back. Number 6.
Holding on the Wildcats, so that'll march him back
3-play down.
10 yards. And that'll put him back inside the 15-yard line.
So, yeah, next week we'll host GWAB. The following week we'll be at Ben Lomond, and then San Juan will be coming to town in 3 weeks from today to take on South Summit on September 12th, and Layton Christian the week after that. So we've got some tough games coming ahead here for South Summit.
2nd and 15. Ball's all the way back to the 15. It's got to get to 2nd and 20, actually. Ball's got to get out to the 35-yard line. Back to pass. Little screen pass across the middle. Caught. And good yardage for this young crew out on the offensive side.
Good catch there by Still Woodward, going up one-handed and pulling it in.
That's complete to number 6. Still
As the pass delivered, and we said by number 26, Cole Wolstenhume.
It'll be 3rd and 7.
Next week, North Summit will be hosting Rich, and then they'll travel to Parowan on the following week on September 5th.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Clock under 3 minutes. Wolstenhume in the shotgun with Woodward to his right. Wolstenhume looking to pass left. He's got a man, number 14, trying to get to the outside, but he's going to be drugged down from behind. And a good job by the North Summit defense, but a nice catch by the Wildcats on the outside. That is number
Gain of 2 on the play.
14. Who is that?
4th down and 5. 4th down and 5.
I think it's number 14. Yep, Tuck Thornton with the catch. Picks up a couple of yards. It's 4th down, and South Summit will be punting. Will Neff, the varsity punter, back into the ball game to kick for the Wildcats. 2:11 left.
Back deep is Cason Richens for North Summit as Will Neff just tucks it, and he's going to try to pick up the first down. We're going to have a flag
There's a
down.
penalty.
So I don't know if that was a called
Blindside
fake
block.
punt. Let's see if we can tell by the reaction of the coaches down here whether he should have kicked that away or if they're like, go ahead. My guess is it wasn't a called fake punt.
That's not a typical place you're going to want to do that.
We'll see what the flag was.
It was
Blindside block.
Blindside block.
Blindside
blindside block.
Penalty decline.
So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Braves. Penalty will be declined. And the Braves will get one more chance here. Well, possibly their last chance. 1:55 with the running clock. It's going to go fast. So North Summit will get another chance. Good experience for that young crew. And I'm not even sure that was a JV crew, was it?
That was mostly
A lot of freshmen out there in that series.
a lot of freshmen out there.
So it'll be interesting to see who in North Summit now will run out at quarterback. Clock's down to 1:30.
It's like they've still got
Is that Richens in? Or?
Richens in there, number 11, still in there.
Okay. So Crew Richens will quarterback for the Braves. Gets the snap. Looking to his right. Heaves it up. Got a man coming back for the ball. Good catch by the Braves inside the 10-yard line. And it looks like that is pace. Richens to pace. See that pace to Richens. That's one of the unique situations of quarterback switching every possession and then throwing it to the receiver who's the other quarterback.
Just a good job of seeing the ball and coming back to it. The
Yeah, he
defenders
read it
were
well.
there. They just didn't get their head around and locate the ball.
So Richens got his team inside the red zone, inside the 10. He's trying to run it. He's got a chance to get it in. No, he finds a man. And that's almost picked off, it looked like.
The touchdown, it did get caught, so touchdown for North Summit.
All right, so the Braves put up another score.
Trying to get the number on the reception. That's Kel Crittenden, excuse me. Kel Crittenden with the touchdown reception for the Braves. So a sophomore for North Summit in the ball game to score their second touchdown on the night.
Good pass by Richens. He had to thread the needle.
Squoze that in there between a couple defenders.
It's tough to see where it was in that opposite corner. So a good pass by Richens. A couple of good passes by Richens on that drive, and Braves get their second touchdown of the night. Kick is up. Good-looking kick by the Braves. And that will extend their score to 13. 33 seconds left. We'll be back with the last few plays of this one as the Braves put a good drive together. South Summit still leading 42-13.
Congratulations to the South Summit Wildcats on a big win tonight.
All right, that looks like it's going to do it as they wind the clock and it runs out after a good drive by the Braves. The Wildcats will win the battle between North Summit and South Summit this year on a good win tonight, 42-13. So good things to learn on lots of levels of this team, and they showed some outstanding efforts. North Summit putting up some good second half and making this game a tight and a competitive one here in this second half. We wish North Summit well on the rest of their season. As we mentioned, they're playing Rich next week. South Summit will have a big home game next week against the 3A Julab Wasps. That'll be a fun game. Join us here for the broadcast next week. For Rory Bowen, Cody Bowen, Ken Stewart bringing you the broadcast tonight. We appreciate your support as always. The South Summit Athletics and the Wildcats pick up a win on their home opener, 42-13, and a lot of positives they can take out of this one. So have a great night and a great rest of your weekend, and we'll be back for South Summit football a week from tonight against the Julab Wasps. Take care and see you next week.